What's happening, guys? So I'm coming through another video, and we're going to talk about the 7 types of people you should avoid and who God wants you to avoid. And not only does God want you to avoid them, you should want to avoid them yourself. So number 1, and this is a big one for me. It might not seem that big for anybody else, but to me it's big. Lazy, unmotivated, uninspired people. And you might tell yourself, what does that have to do with whether somebody is a good person or not? And you know what? There could be a person who might not be the worst person in the world that is lazy, unmotivated, inspired. But if we generalize this, most likely they're the type of person that you're not going to want to be around. Especially if you're a motivated, driven, ambitious person. The two don't mix. You're going to piss off a person who is lazy like that by you just being around them because your drive is so high. Your energy is so high. Your IQ is so high. But with them it's different. These types of people don't like the driven people. And these people are definitely not the happiest people in the world. Their energy is usually very low. Eventually, that connection you have with the person is going to get toxic. It's going to get bad. And you don't got to be the most ambitious person that God has ever seen. But you got to have something. You got to have something going. There's got to be something in you that you really want and you kind of go for in life. You can't be the type of person that just threw in the towel. Just doing nothing. Ambitious people do not belong around those people. And some of these people actually can be bad people. Most bad people are lazy, unmotivated, uninspired. They are. If you meet most people who are motivated, ambitious, inspired, driven, they're some of the more positive people you'll come across in your life. Because they're focused individuals, they take good care of themselves. Like, it all correlates, it all goes hand in hand. So this is why this is my number 1. To not be around people like that. And number 2. Energy stealers. It all kind of translates. You know what I'm saying? People, you know what? There's people with energy that can absolutely steal your energy. They can. Because they force their energy onto you. They can't kind of stay to themselves. They force their energy onto you and you're just like, nah, bruh. Like, I'm good. Like, back off. Let me breathe. But they kind of force their energy onto you and it's like, back off, dog. It just does something that is not good. It's okay to exchange energies, but you have to know when to kind of cool it down. and to kind of not like take over somebody's energy. Because people mismanage their own energy, and energy in this world is everything. So as a person, you have to know this. You have to kind of know how you have to be. Something else. I guarantee you God wants you to avoid. People who use and abuse drugs, bad substances. Because if you look back in history, at your own history in your own life, I guarantee you, the people you know who have problems, who abuse substances, they all have issues. And it might not be an issue at first, but it will become an issue over time. The more you do it, the more you get sucked into the life of addiction, doing things that are bad, doing things that are aging you. It starts to wear on you, and you start to become a person that you never were. So you have to be very careful, bro, with what you're doing. Very, very careful. Too much of anything is really bad. And I've been there myself. I used to smoke a lot of weed whenever I was younger. And too much of anything is very, very bad. You have to be in complete control of yourself and your decisions. You have to be strong enough in the mind where you can go a day without something. You can go a week without something. You can go a month or months or a year without something. You can. And being around people like that, bro, that has no self-control, which correlates to what I'm talking about, abusing substances, having no self-control, it is weakness. It shows you're weak. It shows you need something to make yourself feel better. Because you're not strong enough in the mind to actually make yourself feel better. So watch out for people like that. Even people who smoke, bro. It's weakness. People who are addicted to nicotine. It is weakness. I don't care what anybody says. Your ability to handle stress is very, very low. You can't handle stress, which is why you smoke or you're addicted to nicotine. You can't handle stress. You feel you need something to calm my stress down because you can't handle it. And people that I know that are addicted to nicotine, bro, I don't want to say every single person, but man, I'm telling you right now, I know people that are addicted to nicotine. And they're not all there in the head. Like, they're not the nicest people ever. They easily freak out. They're easily agitated. They'll easily be in some kind of a mood swing, and you can tell emotionally they're not there. Emotionally, they are very weak people. And they will easily do those things to you, bro. Easily. They have no problem freaking out. And you can tell that you're a lot different than they are. How much more in control you are over them. Like, you can tell. You can tell how weak they are because of how solid you are. I'm telling you, bro. Addictions is a terrible thing. Whether people are addicted to nicotine, alcohol, drugs, they're all really bad. I would even argue weed is probably the best thing you could be addicted to, but even then, too much of that always becomes a problem. It always does. Anytime I ever did anything in my life and I started to feel like it was affecting me and my health and it was changing me, I instantly stopped. I instantly kicked it. Because you can do things for a certain amount of time and you don't really feel all that much like you're changing. But if you stay on it, you stay on it, you stay on it, you don't let your body kind of cleanse it, get rid of it, it's going to catch up. It's going to start to take over you and your life. All of a sudden, you start becoming the substance that you're taking. Instead of just doing it and then not doing it for a long ass time because it's going to easily leave your body and your system. But if you do it that much, it's like it's going to burn you out. You're going to become the substance that you're taking. It overrides you. It overrides your mind. It overrides your body. And it is weakness because you are reliant on it to live almost. I know some people, bro, who smoke and are addicted to nicotine and stuff, and they want to go on saying they can quit anytime they want and all this bullshit. No, they can't. No, they can't. I'm telling you right now, no, they can't. If it was that easy, they would absolutely do it. But kicking that addiction to nicotine, brah, is like a fucking nightmare. It is a living nightmare to kick it. It is not an easy task. But it is something you should absolutely do if you're addicted to nicotine. You should wean yourself off it and take a lower dose all the time up until you really have the courage and the balls to just completely cut it out and go through that period of suffering and losing weight and then putting the weight back on again the right way. Because that is what happens. What the fuck was that? Because that is what happens when you quit nicotine. You can't eat right, you can't sleep right, you can't do anything right. You lose weight, you go through these cold sweats, it's very uncomfortable, your mood is shit, everything is shit. And then you go through that cycle week after week after week and you slowly start to feel better. But it's all about having the nerve and having the balls to go through it, which I highly recommend. Because I took nicotine before, I'm going to tell you right now. It is a living fucking nightmare. Just thinking about it gives me flashbacks, bro, literally. And I was not a heavy smoker. I never really did that, but I did a few things. I used to smoke a little bit of tobacco in with the weed whenever I used to smoke it when I was a teenager. Just trying things out, and all of a sudden you try it too many times and all of a sudden it's like, damn, you don't want to go without it, and all of a sudden you got that addiction. And I tried chewing tobacco a little bit. I tried things. I experienced things as a later teenager. And some of the things that I tried became a problem. And I was strong enough to know that when it was becoming a problem, because I did it for a while and got away with it, it really did not affect me at all. And you don't really know that until you know it. And I knew it. That's when I stopped. I went through those periods I just broke down and explained, and it's a living nightmare. But I'm telling you guys now, people who continue on with those bad addictions, bro, they start to become very not so nice people, because they become like the addiction that they have. And if they don't have it, they're nasty, nasty people, bro. Their moods are nasty. And you don't want to be around it. Alcoholics are very, very bad. I don't see anything too wrong with drinking on an occasion, and you don't drink for another long time. But if you're drinking all the time, bro, it's going to catch up, and you're going to start to become a piece of shit. A piece of shit. You guys know those people who's just chugging back drinks like it's water. That is disgusting, bro. Gives me a damn headache just thinking about that. They're disgusting people. And they have serious, serious issues. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how harsh it sounds. It is the truth, man. I've seen it. I've seen what people become. Monsters. I've lost people in my life due to addiction. I've lost more people in my life due to addiction, even more than I lost people from jealousy or hate or envy or something like this. Even more so from addiction. And even those people obviously get jealous and envious and hate and all that stuff too, but the addiction really doesn't, bro. You want to avoid people at all costs, and this is a huge one. This might even be worse than the first one I mentioned, which is like laziness and stuff like that. Because when people are addicted to stuff, like I said, it is a nightmare. They will make your life a nightmare. They get in good moods and like spurts, and they're in terrible moods and spurts, and they have no, they're not centered people. They just rely on something to make them feel a certain way, and all of a sudden, whenever they don't feel that way, they get all upset. They're really moody and edgy. They'll take shit out on you. They just have no control. And I bet you any money, God don't want you near those people either. They're never good news, they're always bad news. And they're weak-willed people. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, everything. It always catches up. And I even advise you guys, bro, if you have somebody in your life that you notice is starting to do something a lot, to try to talk to them, to tell them not to do that stuff, because I try to save a few of my friends in the past due to addiction, and I couldn't do it. And it was some of the best friends I ever had. We were all so close at one point. I was always trying to motivate them, inspire them, try to get them up, do fun things like we always used to do, and over time, they just kept into the stuff. They did not want to listen, and they were getting mad at me for trying to help them. They didn't want to be helped. That's why I tell you guys in videos, don't even try to save nobody, bro. You can tell them, but don't continue to try. It's obviously a good thing to try to warn somebody, to try to tell them to stop, to try to do that, but you don't keep at it. Because it's not going to work. It's only going to piss them off. So you have to let people like that go. They're not going to be a part of your life. They're not going to be a part of your journey. They're not really loyal people. They're not hardworking people. They're just kind of, they come and they go. And it's like whatever to them. They got their own shit to deal with, which they can't deal with. So they're goners. And you're somebody that is fully sane in this world, trying to do good things. But they are the opposite. Life breaks those kinds of people, bro. And you do gotta be a tough SOB to pull through in life, to do the right things no matter how hard it is. But it's something you must do. You can't get weak and do silly shit. That's why it's funny to me whenever I see arrogant younger people acting the way they do, because they have no fucking idea how hard life actually is and what is coming to them. You guys know it damn well too. Arrogant young people, they have no clue what is coming. They have no clue how hard life really is, because it is tough. But you have to be tougher. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes to get to where you want to get to. And most people in the world cannot do it, bro. People veer off, people get these addictions, people have all these issues, these problems. They can't get focused, they have no discipline, they can't bite down and put in the work and just go to bed and get up and do it again and not get into bad shit. There's so many things in this world that can get you to lose. There's so many things in this world that can kill you very quick. People have very bad addictions. Something else too, people you must avoid is people that are addicted to all of these apps, which their faces are in 24/7 and their heads are not in any good direction at all. If you're going to use social media, bro, you have to really know how to use it and not let it use you. You cannot let social media override you, override your mind. You can't get caught up scrolling, looking at what everybody else is doing, all while you're not doing anything with your life. You really have to get focused and do something with your life. Cut out all distractions. Like, most people can't do it. Most people are distracted in Snapchat, Instagram, TikToks. It's all these things, bro. There's too many things to get you to lose. And not only is it going to make you lose, it's going to make you a fraction of a person of who you could have been. You can't hang with people like this, bro. I'm telling you right now, when you're the type of person that is focused in life, you want to do fun things. Even whenever you want to do fun things, or you want to go on like a mini trip with a few fellas, with a few girls, or something like this. If you're a girl and you want to go on a trip with a few of your girls, or if you're a guy, you want to go on a trip with a few of your guys, and you're going to have fun, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. If you do this with people who are addicted to social media, bro, the trip is going to be shit. Because they are shit. They're not going to be living in the moment. They're just going to be in their fucking phones all the time. You can't even talk to them. It's like you would literally have a better time by yourself. That's how useless they are. They're not living in the moment. They're not giving good energy. Too many people today are just living on their fucking phones instead of using their phone to make a plan to do something in real life. They live in their fucking cellular devices. And these are the people you have to avoid. You have to use your phone. You have to use certain things as a tool to make your life better. I'm not even saying being a caveman and never look at a phone, because there's benefits. There's benefits to social media, but you have to know how to use social media and not let it use you. That is what I recommend for most people. I don't recommend being a caveman. Because in the world we live in today, it is an internet-based world. And I don't even really relate YouTube to social media. YouTube is the real shit, bro. But social media is something completely different. It's just an image. It's just pictures. It's just bullshit. You can see it, see what's going on, get off, go do something with your life. People get caught up too much. People get stuck staring like a deer in the headlights, which is going to severely fuck up your life. It's going to fuck up your mind. Because it consumes your life. It overrides your life. You have to get busy. People who are blue collar workers, bro, are way happier than those kinds of people. People who are out there building, taking action in real life, building houses, building shit. Whatever it might be. They're actually active, present in life. It is way better. You're going to be way happier than people who are not focused, who are focused on what everybody else is doing. And half the time, people are focused on people they don't even know. Oh, let's look at these Instagram models across the world in LA and Miami and everywhere else. The fuck is that going to do for you, bro? You have to get focused in real life. You got to be switched on in real life. Go to the gym. Focus. Go to your work. Focus. Work on your business. focus. Do things that's going to get you to focus, that's going to make your life better. So, you know what? I put a couple of these in the same kind of niche, how I broke these up, but these are all solid things, bro. You have to watch out for these types of people. I had to stop hanging with people who was getting too addicted to social media, who was doing too many drugs, who was doing this, who was doing that. I had to get away. Because I wanted to live my life. I wanted to live in reality. I did not want to live in the fucking clown world. I didn't want to do that. I felt like shit just being around them. That's how they feel. They're addicted. They are addicted to everything that is fucking bad, that is ruining their lives. And they don't even see it that way. They don't even recognize what is going on. But it is absolutely going on. So watch out for shit like this. Watch out for people like that. It's not hard to recognize that when you're locked in reality, you can easily see these people. It's almost like your mind's just so fast. You're just watching them like this. It's like they're living in slow motion compared to you. Because their minds are polluted. They are not who they should be. And they're slowly and slowly and slowly falling. You have to be smart enough to do the right things and to not get fucked by this world. Because the world can fuck you if you let it. You have to fuck the world, bruh. As funny as that may sound, you gotta fuck the world. You can't let the world fuck you. This is your world, motherfucker. This is your turf. My mat. So let's go.